Good morning, East Carolina Mechanical family. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. It is January 26th, 2026, and this week's Hangin 10 with my man Biggie here in our Biggie studios back at the office. Hope everybody's weekend was fantastic. It was cold and rainy and wet and kind of nasty yesterday, but I guess depending we didn't get too much frozen stuff, at least here in Jacksonville. I know you got some up north towards Kinston and Greenville got some nasty stuff. So, but everybody's at work today. Hope you guys, man, stay warm this week. It's nasty. It's going to be cold all week. But yeah, stay warm. Do the best you can. But hey, guys, headed into the week. Last week when we were talking about safety, we talked about teamwork and keeping it together, looking after each other. Same thing this week, man. Always look after each other. I will tell you this too. Last week we had a lift fail. Uh, Very odd. Can't think of another time in life that we had a lift fail to that degree, but had a lift fail. So the things that guys, be sure you're doing your daily checklist. Walk around those lifts. Don't take for granted since they came from United or Neff or Sunbelt or whoever. Don't take for granted that they're in good shape. Walk around them every day. Be sure they're good to use. Man, you're on them. You don't want that thing to fail when you're 25 feet in the air. It's your life, it's your responsibility. Please be sure you're doing your daily walkthroughs on those pieces of equipment. Everything, be it a lift, be it a track hoe, be it a lull. If you're operating it, be sure you've taken the time to check it out and be sure that it's not going to hurt you or your teammates. Safety is everybody's responsibility. So yeah, sounds great. Guys, take care of each other as we roll into this week and into this year. Make teamwork and safety a priority each and every day, and man, several times a day, because everybody goes home, take care of their family. You know, we love family here, and that's what it's all about. Again, coming up real soon, first quarter core principle, who's going to be employee of the quarter. If there's somebody out there that you believe really lives out the core principle of people, that loves people, that cares people, that wants people to succeed and goes above and beyond to help their fellow worker succeed, or helps their fellow worker take care of themselves or their families, man, be sure they get nominated. Those are the kind of guys we want to champion. We want people to be recognized that just exude everything East Carolina Mechanical is about. And first and foremost, that's caring about people. Our people matter. I hope you guys see that, know that. But more importantly, I hope you feel that. I hope you feel that it's important to us. Um, in that regard, Andrew Paget, staff chaplain, is out in the field quite a bit these days. He's worked really hard with superintendents, trying to create relationships with superintendents. We've done a good job of that through last year. Now the step two is to really get in the field and be available to everybody. So as Andrew's out in the field, feel free to pull him aside if there's something you need for him to pray about. If you got a concern that's going on at home, if you need a little bit of advice, need a little bit of love, that's what Andrew's for. Andrew's job is to take care of you guys, make you feel like you're being connected and cared about. And he's willing and happy to do that in any way that he can. So feel free to drag him to the side. Superintendents understand that when Andrew's there, you can have a few minutes with him, and we're not cracking the whip for production for the 5-10 minutes that you're going to spend with him. So yeah, be looking for him out in the field. If you need him, feel free. He's got a cell phone. Give him a call. Talk with your superintendent. They can help you make connection to him and get him out there to spend some time talking with you, hanging out, seeing how we as an organization can support you and your family. So today's devotion, guys, today's devotion came from John 12 in in verse 34, from 34 to the end of chapter 12 in John. John lays out three kinds of people in his exposition there, and the first are the people whom have seen all the miracles that Jesus has done. So you think about that we're to the end of Jesus's earthly ministry, and that he is in Jerusalem before Passover, and during the Passover feast is when he's crucified. And so many of us know that story. And so Jesus is to the end. And as he gets closer to the end of the story, of his story, his earthly story, he starts to talk about more and more like, this is why I've came, and this is why I'm here, and that God is being glorified through me, and I'm being glorified through God. And this relationship that Jesus and God are working together, and they're part of the same. And so he gets to this last section, and he's talking about three kinds of people. And the first kind is the people who have walked and been around Jesus for a very long time. So Jesus has been in ministry about 3 years, his public ministry about 3 years. And these people have been traveling around, and they've seen all the miracles. They've seen the blind man see, and they've seen the lame man walk, and they've seen the water turn to wine. And even at this point, they've seen Lazarus raised from the dead. Everybody knows that Lazarus is raised from the dead. Uh, they see all of these things, but yet they choose to believe. They choose to not believe, excuse me. They choose to not believe. They see the things, but still see Jesus as maybe kind of a carnival freak show sort of thing. They just choose not to believe. Um, then the next group, same kind of people. They've been following Jesus around for 3 years now. They've seen all the work that Jesus has done, and they believe. They believe Jesus is the Messiah. They believe he's the Son of God, but they're afraid to tell anybody. They're afraid to tell anybody because they're afraid of being kicked out of the synagogue. They're afraid of being not uh, allowed into their social group, if you will, that they'll be exiled from their friends because if they say, "Hey, I believe in Jesus," because all their friends are Jews, and a lot of them don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah. They're not what they Jesus is not what they expected him to be, and so those who believe, in this case, they believe, but they're afraid to say. And then the third group is the group that has aligned themselves with Jesus, has kind of pushed all their chips to the middle of the table, recognized that Jesus is the Son of God and everything that he says he is, and that Jesus talks about those um, believing and following what he says, and that those are the ones he came for. And so today, in your own life, I would really ask you, which group are you a part of? And which group do you want to be a part of? Because we live in the South, and so most of you guys are Southerners. A few of you guys are not, but growing up in the South, I feel like you grow up around Jesus all the time. And so, have you seen and heard the story like the first group and just choose to not believe it? Because choosing not to believe is a choice. Uh, Everybody's in or out on Jesus. There's no in between. Are you of the second group that, yeah, I believe it, I just don't live that way, I don't want anybody to know? um and if that's the case, then you really don't know Jesus like you think you do, because the beauty of Jesus is, if you have really understood what he's done for you, you can't not tell somebody. You can't not tell somebody. And then the third group is the group that says, hey, I've seen, I believe, and I want everybody to know. And so I'd like to believe I'm in the third group. Jesus has done wonderful things for me, man. I could go on and on and on. I've been a wreck. I've done dumb things. I have not been a great husband. I've not been a great dad. I've been a bad boss at times. All of those kinds of things. Not been a great son, and the Lord has redeemed me time and time and time again. And so, I ask you today, which group are you in? Because everybody's in one of those groups. Either you're in or you're out. There's no halfway with Jesus, and I want you to be in. I want you to know what Jesus has done for you and what hope we have in Jesus, because it's wonderful, it's beautiful, and the other side's going to be awesome. So, again, love you guys, praying for you, thinking about you. Enjoyed our time, our Hangin' 10 with Biggie. So, we'll be back next week. Take care, stay warm.